This is Judge Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News. News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Hello, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight? Happy New Year.
Well, same to you.
Yes, sir. I just want to talk to you about a couple of things. There's so many things happening in the news right now, and also about what happened last year with your race with for the Attorney General spot, or District Attorney, excuse me. Your thoughts about that as well in hindsight. So, I guess we could talk about that first. What are your thoughts in hindsight about the race?
Well, last November, I told the Democratic Party Central Committee that there was a little matter of computer election fraud, and until they attack that as a party, don't expect any of the candidates to win anything. And we haven't. We have not been, and it's the deballed voting machines that have been corrupted for years. So right now they're trying to delay handling the matter so they can still have them in place for the city elections. But for almost a decade, the state has authorized the use of money from drug confiscations to replace every single machine. And all it takes is a simple majority resolution of the county commission to say they go, we get something new. But even though we have a majority of the county commission being Democratic Party members, we can't seem to generate that simple majority resolution that the deballed machines have to go. And I wonder how many of the people involved have a little something going on under the table, basically. Doesn't make sense to me otherwise, but we're not going to win anything significant until we do something about those machines. And that's kept us out for about 10 years. Well, more than 10, about 14 actually. Looks like the last election where that didn't have a significant impact was 2000. They've even got the stuff, if you look at the statistics, they've even got it showing that 70% of the voters who live in Walker homes have changed their registration to Republican, if you could believe that. They have 6,800 votes more than people who voted. All kinds of crazy stuff. But of course, our people are too interested in putting on a show rather than going down there and taking care of the basics that will ensure a fair election. So, what's to say? We have a new situation here. We've got a town that's majority African American, and yet what we have is 70-some% of the people are controlled by 28%, and it's a plantation. The problem is the Negroes just don't have any cotton to pick. Everybody else is vying to see who will be one of the overseers. So that's it in a nutshell. We've got an election challenge, and they're trying to stall as long as they can. So we'll see where it goes. My thing is basically, let's do right. I would have liked to have been district attorney because there are some things I could have done for the people so we would not have a Ferguson moment here more than the ones we've already had. But it is what it is. We've got a situation here in this country where African Americans spend more time worrying about NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball than they do about what happens to their kids and themselves out in the streets, or when it comes to employment. Ladies are watching Atlanta Housewives and Oprah, and they aren't paying any attention to what's going on with their sons that they cry so hard over when they have to buy a new suit for a funeral. Crazy situation. But Caesar said it 2,000 years ago when he was talking to Mark Antony. Antony had asked him what did he think was going to happen with the Roman mob. Would it support him? And Caesar told Antony, he said, give them bread and circuses, and they won't care what we do. In other words, feed them and entertain them, and they don't care what happens.
Mm.
And that's us. We really have a lot of entertainment and very little sophistication, knowledge, and a lot of ignorance and stupidity. So there is a saying about the American system: we get the representation we deserve. And as you have seen with my opponent, the state Supreme Court has castigated her twice since the election about misconduct, tampering with evidence, concealing evidence, planting evidence, and destroying evidence. Interestingly enough, in each instance, the defendants were white, and I really wonder what would happen had they been black. We'd never have gotten anything, but it is what it is.
What about actually this about your critics, or people say that you rely too much on your name recognition instead of actually campaigning hard for the position? What do you say to them?
They can go to hell. I campaign, but like the point of the exercise is duh, stupid. It's about corrupted election machines. It doesn't make any difference what the hell you do, you're going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So I campaigned with the people. I was late getting into it, and I didn't want to go along with some of the long-term Democrats who had an arrangement with the Republican Party to help them out. I wasn't going to do that. I don't have anything against Republicans. You can be it if you want to, but, you know, take off the camouflage and be what you are.
Right. So
most of those people that are talking, they aren't that really successful when it comes down to the crunch. Now, I do have one claim to fame, and that is the last time I won, which was the time before this, I am the only person ever to win every single precinct in the county in a contested election. Now, that one was an honest one. It wasn't fixed. So, there we are.
Yes, sir.
I can walk down the streets of Memphis and people will stop their cars, get out and talk to me. I thought I was getting busted one time a few weeks ago. A bunch of cops wanted to take pictures with me. I go into restaurants and somebody yells out, "Judge Joe Brown is in the house." And I get standing ovations in restaurants. I mean, sometimes that's a pain when you want a little time to yourself, but it's nice to be known.
Yes.
So, it's, are you doing what the nice house Negroes want you to do? Or are you doing what real men want you to do? See, that's the question. I can't help you if you're a house Negro trying to get up on the third floor. If you're out in the field, I'll show you where you need to go. If you got an education, it's follow me. If you want to make a difference, then let's do it. But I can't help anybody that's one of these handkerchief head Negroes wants to wear a head rag around his head, play Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima. We have a lot of them.
Yes, sir. And also, I mean, that's interesting. You say, like, you get this standing ovation and people want to take pictures with you in Memphis. So it is kind of hard to believe that, you know, a lot more people did not vote for you. If the voting machines is the reason why this happened. I mean, you make a great case for that.
I think from what we are looking at in the statistics, I got about 70% of the vote. It was election fraud, plain and simple. And there were a lot of votes that were taken and put with other numbers. By the way, that's the thing. When you're in this machine, you don't get in the machine as a name. You get in as a number. And between you and your opponent, there are many, many numbers, and they will direct votes into those numbers. All it takes to set up the fraud is to walk in and get within 5 feet of a voting machine with an iPhone, BlackBerry, or something like that, send a message to a third person dictating the outcome, and you can call the percentage shots on every race.
Wow.
That's what they've been doing.
So
that has not been a fair election. The only two counties in the United States of America that still use those deball machines are Shelby County and Haywood County. The rest of the country has ditched them, and California has even issued a set of instructions as to how to cheat with the machines to show why they no longer use them. They were the reason we had that problem in 2004 when it looked like Kerry Edwards was going to win in Ohio, but then Bush Cheney came from behind. It's the same thing that screwed up that mess with an earlier edition down in Florida with Bush Gore in 2000. California didn't even sell theirs to other parties. They just literally dumped them in the ocean, as did Hawaii. So Ohio got rid of the things, Florida got rid of the things, and the only place in the United States of America that uses them is right here in Shelby County. And even Haywood County, rather, is talking about ditching theirs. But all we need is a simple majority vote on the county commission, which is majority Democrat, to get rid of those machines. Why in the world they won't do that is up to a very obvious and easy explanation. There's a fix going on. And by the way, if you want to talk about something interesting, they're getting after Henry Brooks, but why aren't they after young Mr. Ford about putting the wrong address down? And even her, everybody's acting like she's a pariah, but they don't even have a charge to really go after her with. The law got changed by the Tea Party, and it no longer applies. So, we're getting everybody getting knocked out of the box because people want to get the plantation going. Again. Matter of fact, I don't even know about it again. I've been here for 41 years, and this is the worst I've ever seen.
Wow. So it's Haywood County. That's in Tennessee, right? Haywood County?
Haywood County, yes.
Okay.